This is a brand new clutch disc for this 12,000 horsepower nitro funny car. Hidden away inside of this titanium bell housing is arguably the most important part of this nitro funny car. Inside of it, you have the clutch, and right here we have an example of one of the clutch discs. Now, in this nitro funny car, you have 6 clutch discs and 5 floaters that go into it each run. And on each run that we do, we put 2 brand new clutch discs into it. The problem with these brand new clutch discs is they are $195 a piece if you were to call and order them brand new, and we use 2 of them each run. So assuming 5 runs in a weekend like you would do going to the finals at an IHRA race, you would spend $2,000 on just the new clutch discs, not counting the used clutch discs that we also put in the pack. So given that, and given the fact that Terry Haddock Racing runs on a budget, Dad had an opportunity a couple of years ago to buy a bunch of clutch discs from DSR that hadn't been put together. You just have the discs, they don't have the hubs that are needed in them to be put together. And as you guys can see, we have a couple of boxes of these, and that's how we've been running our program for the past couple of years, is using those clutch discs by putting them together, and that way we save a couple of dollars that makes it more possible for us to race. The problem with it is all these clutch discs that are left, we've been running them for probably 2 or 3 years now, and this is going to be the last season that we're able to do this whole process. But today I want to show you guys how we go through and cut the hubs out of old discs, clean up the hubs, put them in the new discs, and get these hubless discs ready to run in that funny car over there. So the first step of building these new clutch discs is taking these old junk clutch discs that we can't use anymore and cutting these hubs out of them. And the way that we do that is we use our CNC mill, and our Mr. Bottom End guy slash CNC machinist slash everything else guy, Mr. Austin, is going to explain the smart guy stuff that he did to make this happen.
So what I did is I made these 2 fixture plates that sit down in the way of the table, so my bolt pattern is actually perfectly straight. And the only way that this disc will fit is with these holes and this lined up, these 2 rivets lined up straight up and down. So I stick the disc on there, make sure that all my bolt holes in my fixture line up, go through and tighten the disc down. So once it's tightened down, I can reset my program, make sure everything looks the way I want it, and away it'll go. But because all the rivets aren't perfectly flat, I go through and spot drill the top of all of them first, and then I'll run a drill bit through them and knock the heads off.
So after the hubs are cut out of the disc, a lot of these, some of them aren't too bad rust-wise, but some of them are absolutely freaking nasty. So what we do is we take them over here, put them in the lathe, take a little Roll-Lock Scotch-Brite pad, and clean them all up. Get them all shiny and nice. They don't have to be perfect, but we're going to make them nice enough that they sit flat in the new discs and don't look like complete pieces of junk. So the next part of this process goes on over here on this table over by our hydraulic press. So the one thing that we've started to do is bring a clutch disc that somebody else put together, make sure that it's correct, bring it over here and just set it here to be able to use it as an example, because we've had people put these together backwards, so we want to make sure that we don't do that anymore. This is the next disc that's going to be being put together, and this is the hub that's going in it. And when you put it on there, you see that it rocks back and forth a little bit on the side. So what we're going to do is get it out of there. We're going to take this sander and deburr the edge on both sides in here so that it sits flush and sits happy, because if you press it together like that, it'll warp the disc. So now's the fun part. We have this fixture that was made on a lathe specifically for this job. So you take the disc, take the fixture, put it on so that it holds the rivets in, and then you take this big washer and this big nut and tighten it all down. Alright, so the next part of the process is actually pressing these rivets together, and we have a project pump hooked up to our hydraulic press to be able to do this. The way that the head of this hydraulic press is you're able to get 3 of these rivets at the same time, so So you get it lined up and watch the gauge. The gauge is going to go up to 300, and that presses them in about right perfectly. It just takes it a second to get there. So then, once you got those 3 done, you release the pump so you can turn it, and then you go 180 degrees from the 3 rivets that you just did, and do the next 3. And then you repeat this process 10 times. Now that all of the rivets are pressed and perfect, we'll take it off the fixture, and it's on to the next step. The next step is going and cutting this little slot on the lathe with it, because the way the disc sat before, the pad was bigger than the facing on both the donut and the flywheel, so you got to cut it and make sure you clearance it for it. The next piece of the puzzle here is bringing these new clutch discs in here and putting them on our clutch grinding machine. And the purpose of doing this is making sure the discs are flat. And usually you'll take anywhere from 8 to 10 thousandths off of each side of the disc to make sure it's flat. So we'll go ahead and start the machine. Slowly bring the head down, just like a regular Bridgeport mill. And it'll start cutting. You see how it's not even? It's only cutting the one side. You can probably see now why the inside of this cabinet is so filthy. You want to make sure you try and take as little off of the disc as possible, because we want to get as many runs as possible out of this disc. But once this disc is thinner than 300 thousandths, throw it away. You can't use it anymore. It's too thin to be useful for anything. Brother, ew. Finally, we have this fixture that has a dial indicator on it for measuring these clutch discs. So, for example, this clutch disc right now measures roughly 375. So we will write down 375 in Tyler's book. The Rockwell's 57, and Rockwell's a whole nother, that you could make a whole nother video on that. But we'll write down all this information and put it in his crate, and then it's Tyler's problem to build packs with and put it together. All right, that's a wrap on this week's episode of Funny Car Friday. Just going through and showing you guys how we build the clutch discs that we run in this 12,000 horsepower Nitro Funny Car. It's a pretty cool process. Takes a lot of time, but it's something that we're able to do to keep costs down a little bit, to be able to stay out there and keep racing. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTube things. Funny Car Friday episodes drop in every week until the season starts. So make sure to subscribe and never give up.